Hey everyone, JetEngine 3.8 is here, and it kicks off several major turning points, new tools, new workflows, and serious improvements across the board. Let's jump straight in. The first new feature I want to show you is the Command Center, and honestly, this one is a game changer. This is a feature we're going to develop a lot moving forward. The idea is simple. Instead of jumping through multiple settings, you can just type what you need into a chat, and the AI builds the structure for your site. Custom post types, fields, queries, listings, glossaries, and more. Under the hood, this is possible because JetEngine now includes its own MCP server, a standardized system that exposes JetEngine tools to AI models. You can use this MCP server anywhere, and inside JetEngine we added a UI for it called the Command Center. You can find the Command Center in your WordPress dashboard under Crocoblock Command Center. The very first time you open it, you'll need to paste your OpenAI API key. You can generate it in your OpenAI platform account under Settings API Keys. JetEngine stores it in an encoded form and never shows it in plain text. After adding the key, the interface loads. On the left, you have a chat where you talk to the AI. On the right, you can choose which parts of your site's context you want to pass to the agent. Helpful if you want the AI to understand your CPT slugs, fields, macros, and so on. Below that is the list of all JetEngine tools the agent can use. If you click them, you'll see their descriptions and the parameters they require. And you can pick which model to use. By default, it's GPT-5 Mini, which is a good balance between cost and quality. The AI runs on your OpenAI account, so each request uses your API key. You can check your pricing and usage anytime in your OpenAI dashboard. Let me show you a simple example. I'll ask the agent to generate a glossary of all European countries. Depending on how you phrase your request, the agent may ask clarifying questions. Once I confirm, it creates the entire glossary for me. And when we switch to the glossary dashboard, here it is, fully generated. This is exactly where the Command Center shines already, creating big structures where normally you'd have to repeat the same action over and over. And it's not just glossaries. You can ask the agent to create custom post types, meta fields, simple or complex queries, or to generate a starting listing template for you. This helps beginners understand how things are structured, and it helps advanced users skip the repetitive setup and go straight to fine-tuning. Of course, this is still the first iteration. Some complex requests might need a little manual polishing, but even at this early stage, it already saves a lot of time on repetitive setup. And one more thing, all the same JetEngine tools are also available inside Angie, Elementor's new agent plugin. Angie focuses more on page-level workflows, but when it needs to create a CPT or a glossary, it uses the same JetEngine toolset under the hood. Here I'm asking Angie to create a JetEngine glossary, which it does using the JetEngine's Add Glossary tool and offers a link to check it out. Next feature, the new multi-day calendar widget. This one is a huge quality of life improvement for anyone building event websites. Until now, a multi-day event looked like several duplicated listings across multiple cells. Events can now stretch across several days as a single badge, making multi-day events immediately readable. Let me show you how it works. I'll add the new Event Multi-Day Calendar widget to the page, choose my listing, and connect the start and end date fields. And that's basically it. Multi-day events are displayed correctly right away. While the widget has for the most part the same settings for the calendar functions and styles as the dynamic calendar widget, it gives you a separate section for configuring the event badge that appears on the calendar instead of the listing templates you've previously built. Here you can set the badge text, and yes, you can use JetEngine macros or shortcodes, so you can pull the event title, the address, the price, anything stored in your meta fields or default metadata. You can also enable or disable the little marker dot before the event title. Then we have dynamic styles. These settings are important if we need colors that can change per event. So if you want events to have their own color coding, for example by type, by location, or individually, dynamic styles let you plug that in. You can set dynamic text color, background color, border, and marker colors. Global color settings still exist in the Style tab for Event Badge, and events that have a dynamic color will use it. If they don't, we'll simply fall back to the global style. Also, here you'll find other style settings you'd expect: sizing, spacing, badge layout, and typography. And right below the badge controls, you'll notice another group of settings, the event content pop-up. This is because each event badge can open a pop-up with your full listing template. So when someone clicks an event, they see all the details you've designed in that listing, and here you can simply adjust how that pop-up behaves: the overlay color, the pop-up width and height, and the close button styling and position. So if your project includes events, bookings, schedules, or any multi-day planning, this new multi-day calendar widget gives you clean, modern, readable badges that stretch across days. With the next features, JetEngine expands the query builder again. This one will focus on simplifying how we work with relations. There's a new query type called Relations Query created to remove most of technical steps from querying related content. Now creating this kind of query simply means choosing the relation, choosing what you want to get, children or parent, and where the query should take the starting object from. Previously, you first had to pick the content type, then apply macros for related items, then define the relation, and only after that go through the remaining configuration steps. The new Relations query makes working with related content intuitive and cuts the setup roughly in half. And if you ever need more advanced filtering, for example limiting related items by a meta field, you can still fall back to the classic workflow. The next feature is very similar: Data Store Query. When you use this query type, you simply pick the data store that contains the items you want to show, and that's it. Before, you had to choose the item type, set up a macro to get the items from the store, and only then select the store itself. Now it's all done in a single clear step. Overall, these new query types are one more step toward making the query builder more straightforward and less technical to work with. Next feature lives wherever you see the dynamic tags icon. That's a new tag called Query Calculations. It takes the results of any query and runs calculations on one numeric property from those items. To make it work, you just pick the query, pick which property to use, for example a price or rating meta field, and then choose what you want to calculate: sum, average, minimum, median, mode, and so on. You can use it for general info, like showing the average rating for all tours in a category, or the total price of all items a user saved in an online store. And you can also use it more strategically, as a macro inside another query. For example, to only show items with a rating above the average, or tours that are cheaper than the median price across the site. Before, for calculations like these, you would usually need an SQL query, which requires more technical knowledge. The new Query Calculations tag is much more straightforward and works with any query type, without writing SQL at all. Last but not least, now JetEngine has a built-in style manager for the block editor. Previously, you needed an additional plugin to style JetEngine blocks. Now the style manager comes bundled directly with JetEngine, and we'll be rolling it out to other Crocoblock plugins as their blocks get upgraded. JetSmart Filters already uses it as of the last release. All the style controls are now in the same place as native block styles, a separate styles tab in the block sidebar. And the device switcher works seamlessly. When you switch between desktop, tablet, and mobile views, the style manager automatically switches modes too. If some styles were already set on a larger breakpoint, you'll see a gray indicator. If the styles are defined specifically for the current device, they're marked in blue. The new Style Manager also uses the built-in WordPress Fonts Manager, so you'll only see the fonts you've added there. And if you still have the old Jet Style Manager plugin installed, don't worry. The new Style Manager works alongside it, and automatic migration will come later once the new system is fully implemented across all Crocoblock plugins. And that wraps up JetEngine 3.7. The new AI Command Center is a huge turning point with a ton of room to grow. The calendar event badge is a long-awaited upgrade, and the rest of the features make the whole workflow smoother. If you want more content like this, leave a like, comment below, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.